you gonna get reparations from? They already told you we're not giving you reparations.
And that's, like I said, most Americans, when you have a conversation with them, will acknowledge, like, yeah, this is bad. Like, in this, like, what the argument that Lucas is making, Megan Lucas is making, is that, yeah, with this, they're like, what the fuck am I apologizing for? I'm apologizing to you, not apologizing to the world, not apologizing to nobody. I did what was legal. It was legal for me to own slaves. Fuck out of here. You want an apology from me? You can kiss my ass. That is essentially what is being said by all of this, which is, I'm sorry, it's crazy. It's fucking insane. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Trey.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Back at it with another video.
Another one.
First and foremost, thank y'all to everybody that's been subscribing, everybody that's been commenting. Really appreciate it. Obviously, I'm a new YouTuber, so it helps to get me out there. And for those of y'all that haven't subscribed yet, what you doing? Go ahead and hit the button. It don't cost you anything, and it helps me continue to grow. Today, we're going to be reacting to a video from Amazing Lucas. So Amazing Lucas been reacting to him for a minute. He's going in on a video coming out of the recent vote that went down at the UN. I don't want to spoil anything for y'all, but without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this video. And it's pretty wild. It comes out of nowhere for me, particularly, but let's get into it.
Trying to steal our reparations. Oh my goodness. So I just want people to understand that I don't really take any of this seriously because everyone involved is a clown. That's what you have to understand. I want people to realize that on the world stage, when asked to just simply say, hey, slavery was a crime against humanity. We don't care about Argentina. But the two people who said no to it was the USA and Israel. Now,
I know. The video didn't freeze. I just really had to let that sit in silence. Come on, Lucas, give us more.
I could end the video right there, bro. Genuinely, I could end the video right there. But somehow, via Cointelpro, via FBI, CIA, this somehow got mangled into Ghana trying to steal Black Americans' reparations.
What?
I have no idea how people came to this conclusion. Like I said, I think there are bots. I think there are bots that are putting out this disinformation. We already saw Mossad had agents and they have bots. We already know Israel has bots. We already know the US has bots. And I think a lot of these accounts with these black faces on the accounts, especially on Twitter, like, come on now, are white people or bots just trying to sow division amongst black people. Because nowhere did it say that the reparations was only for Ghana. He makes a point to say all of the diaspora. That includes Black Americans.
These items aren't for sale.
How do you think your ancestors got these? You think they paid a fair price? Or did they take it like they took everything else?
It has nothing to do with Ghana trying to take Black Americans' reparations. It's comical to me because it's like seeing two children arguing about whose unicorn is better. Well, my unicorn has a blue tail. Well, my unicorn has a red tail, and red is better than blue. And I just want to get in between y'all and be like, listen, both y'all, unicorns don't exist, fam. There is no unicorn. I want people to understand that in the US's response, if you even read it, because I guarantee nobody's read the US's response, right? Its official response. It goes to say that it's not giving anybody reparations. And the reason why is that it doesn't believe that it should do anything because it was legal at the time.
Damn!
And that's, look, America will always figure out a way to not give out reparations because, for one, they want to distance themselves away from slavery so much, right? That's a big part of it. You don't want to continue to highlight, which is the way they see it, highlight a dark point in America's past. But in addition to that, you also can't afford it. Like, America, the country, can't afford to give out reparations, especially when especially here lately, you've done so much of a good job, they would say, igniting the conservative right, which is predominantly poorer rural Americans, white Americans, to hate minorities on all different wavelengths, right? Black, immigrant, Hispanic, Muslim, LGBT, like all these different groups. We got y'all hating them so good, so great. We can't now ever, obviously, give black people reparations. That would ignite a fucking civil war faster than anything else that's happened so far. I'm telling you, I'm forewarning everything, which it would never be something that happens, but I'm just saying, like, it would implode America if black people ever got reparations. Like, let's be real.
Why should I pay you reparations when I didn't break any laws? It was legal at the time, okay? It was legal to do, to trade slaves and everything. And somehow there is a group of simpletons, right, who are trying to attack Ghana. Oh, you sold us. Fam, there was no Ghana at the time. That's first off. Secondly, I hear what you...
Yeah, that is, an argument a lot of people, and not just conservatives, but a lot of people will use, like, oh yeah, black people sold black people into slavery. I mean, do you think that that's like some sort of win in the argument? Like, what? Slavery was slavery. Slaves existed. Americans, historical Americans that owned slaves abused human beings and treated them less than, right? Like they were not human beings for the sake of profiting and getting some sort of monetary gain and cheap labor. So the fact that someone else sold these people and they also were black, like, is a win for your argument. How? Slavery as a whole, as a structure, as in a form of capitalism, was wrong. It was wrong when the Spanish did it to the Indians, or, the Europeans did it to the Indians. It was wrong everywhere you go back in history and see slavery. It was wrong. I don't care who's doing the selling, who's doing the buying. Slavery is fucking wrong. Why would you try and use this as like a debate forum? Like, well, it was other Africans that were selling us the slaves.
Stop it. Get some help.
You say, but what they were selling were rival tribes and criminals, right? That's what it was about. It wasn't like, oh, I don't like you, get out of here. No, that's how it was, because it was a business. Now, what y'all should be upset with would be America. America just told all black Americans, we're not giving you anything. We don't owe you anything. What we did was legal. We don't believe that we should pay for the actions of other groups of people, right? No one, this is also in line with the Republican Party and their stance. Hey, You weren't a slave. Why should you get reparations? I wasn't a slave owner. Why should I pay you reparations? This is what they just told every black American on the world stage. Damn.
And to be another voice saying the same thing that many others have said before me. The reason why the argument for reparations still exists to this day, the reason why white privilege and all those things, those terms are still being used in all this is because, yes, slavery did happen. The people that live today aren't specifically, directly benefits of slavery or held back from slavery. Today, currently, as it stands, like the people that are born today, whether they be black, white, Hispanic, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You aren't a direct descendant. But we are all smart to an extent. I may be giving people credit that they don't deserve. But when you really look at our history and how it unfolded, slave owners got wealth from the slaves, the land, the wealth that they were able to accumulate because they had slaves working their land and what that provided for them, the monetary gain that they got. Even when slavery was abolished, they still have that wealth. Like, they don't get to continue that wealth, but they still have that wealth, that land, all the assets that they were able to accumulate. So hold that there for a second. They'll pass that down through their family and all their descendants for however long they pass that along. Now, black people, right? So slavery is abolished. They fought wars. They've gotten some sort of money. They got all this different stuff. And then you go through Jim Crow era and segregation and things of that nature. Not only were they not allowed to acquire land, or it was just the most difficult thing for them to acquire land, but they're also pushed into these parts of the world, parts of the states that were impoverished, Jesus. The schools were not of quality. There wasn't any money being invested into it and all that stuff. So Jim Crow South, civil rights atrocities, all that different stuff. Then they can't acquire land, and when they do acquire land, white people are doing these things to take the land away from them. And that's where I'll couch it there so to not go on this long rant. And then they're not able to get the land. They're not able to accumulate wealth because whenever they have some form of accumulating wealth, racist white people come through and take it, burn it to the ground. Like they feel like it's an affront to their existence. Like, how dare these niggas get money and land and prosper? Like, they can't allow that to happen. So you don't get to pass down that wealth like the other people that did own slaves and did acquire land and were able to pass that down to their descendants. So black people never got that ability to accumulate wealth and pass it down to their descendants. And now we're at current day. Yes, none of us are direct descendants of slaves, but we never got to accumulate wealth and pass it down to our descendants. We're doing that now. We're starting that now. We're starting that from nowhere, accumulating what we can, and then giving it to our descendants. Now, yes, there are plenty of people in are impoverished white Americans that also on that same playing field. However, we can all agree that there is a big gap between black people that were never allowed to accumulate that wealth and, white people that may have fell on hard times and didn't accumulate that wealth or mismanaged that wealth. Like, I don't know, like the direct correlation to people that are still, poorer to this day. But I'm just saying, like, that's the reason why the argument for reparations is still a valid argument. I don't believe that we'll ever get it. because we don't hold power. We don't hold the power to really make this change and or force this change to happen. But it's the reason why the argument still exists. And also at the same time, the reason why reparations will never go out to the people that rightfully deserve it.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome got black people, black Americans, or at least some of them, overlooking the blatant and overt disrespect that America just gave to black Americans and targeting Ghana, bruh. Targeting Ghana. From my understanding, Ghana's been on the reparations for quite some time. Got it. Do you understand this was a non-binding resolution? Listen to me, non-binding. Y'all don't know what that means. It means
it doesn't mean anything.
It can't legally be enforced, right? This was very much. Y'all want to talk about symbolic gestures? This was the biggest of the biggest symbolic gestures. All you have to do is just say, yeah, reparations and that slavery was bad. That's essentially the
like slavery bad and reparations maybe because like I said, it's not legally binding. Slavery bad, reparations, you might be on to something. That's all they had to do is acknowledge it, and everybody did that, and aside from 3 countries.
Resolution. That's what it said, and the U.S. and Israel, along with Argentina, was so disgusted by even acknowledging slavery was a crime against humanity that they didn't abstain, because there were people who abstained. There was countries that abstained. They rejected it, bruh. Do you understand that? And this is the people who you think you're gonna get reparations from? They already told you we're not giving you reparations.
And that's, like I said, most Americans, when you have a conversation with them, will acknowledge, like, yeah, this is bad. Like, in this, like, what the argument that Megan Lucas is making is that, yeah, with this, they're like, the fuck am I apologizing for? I'm not apologizing to you. I'm not apologizing to the world. I'm not apologizing to nobody. I did what was legal. It was legal for me to own slaves. Fuck out of here. You want an apology from me? You can kiss my ass. That is essentially what is being said by all of this, which is, I'm sorry, it's crazy. It's fucking insane.
Come on now, dog.
The U.S. is not giving black Americans reparations. This is something we have got to understand. This is just, it is what it is. This is a fact that we have to understand. And I think many people think when it comes to hashtag cut the check, which I mean, it's cute to say that. I don't hashtag cut the check. But when you ask these people who say that, hey, who's your representative? Man, I don't care about no representative. I don't care. How are you going to extract the check from a group of people you don't even know? How are you going to ask the system to work with you when you're not even aware of the system? And just to interrupt for a second, I want to let everyone know of blackvotewatch.org.
And I encourage y'all to go through, check out the website, because what he's pushing on this website, I'm glad that somebody did it, or that they are involved in it. It's important, and we definitely need to be more invested in politics, how we're governed, and holding people accountable, essentially. But yeah, I'm sorry, I stepped on the advertisement.
Org. It's a website which helps black Americans keep our representatives accountable, especially those that got into office on the black vote. There's a sellout list, so you can see those who got into office and betrayed us. There's a lot more coming up, but the goal is that instead of exiting politics, that we get actually involved in it, all right? That we get the same amount of education and understanding that we have of the NBA, of entertainment, of love and basketball, and all the other stuff, because this is actually impacts us on our day-to-day. Now, obviously, the goal is to eventually expand into local, but right now the focus is on federal. blackvotewatch.org. And to top off the ignorance, you have people who are loud and wrong and are ignorant, bruh. You have these people, fulfillment by Amazon people, who were screaming and shouting at the Ghanaian president and Zoran Mamdani.
Y'all was complicit. You don't get to sell us twice.
What? You are disrespectful. Continuing on with this ceremony and how many of you are even foundational Black Americans that are over there?
I hate the foundational Black Americans argument and trying to pit us. Like I hate when people are, I don't even want to say woke, but I'm trying to think of the right term. I don't like it when people that for the most part are on the same side of things separate themselves. So you further divide and, like, you know, become smaller groups and smaller groups and smaller groups when you're ultimately against the one larger group. I hate it. Like, minorities separating themselves. Like, we're already the minority. Why are we separating ourselves into smaller fucking groups for? Like, Democrats do this way more than Republicans do. Republicans will be wrong together. They have picked a side. They will be wrong together. Democrats will be like, well, I'm the smart Democrat that's smarter than the rest of you fucking peons. And I'm going to point out how stupid you are and make you look stupid so more people won't support you. And in turn, turn people away from my whole party in an attempt to make a point. Like, it's the dumbest shit, man.
Probably none. But you are standing on our ancestors' bones.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Oh, Zoran, you butter chicken tether. That's what you are. Yeah, we foundational up in here. Yeah, you sold us. How you trying to get reparations?
We getting you up out of here. No check, no vote. That means no check, no job. Ghana will not get our reparations. Mangami, I'm talking to you, tether.
And it's just like, bruh, this is...
You just parroting the conservative talking points as a minority, a Democrat. I imagine it's wild.
This is embarrassing for you, right? For these fulfillment by Amazon Negroes, I don't like. That's embarrassing. Do you understand how low on the totem pole you have to be that you just shouting at people with power? Now, I tried to reach out to the NY Negroes, like, listen, y'all need to check Zoran and y'all need to check Al Sharpton Jr. That's who you need to get with, because Zoran is going to go through Al Sharpton to get the black vote or get a percentage of it. So you need to go to Zoran directly and see, hey, what you going to do for Black Americans in NY, or you need to go to Al Sharpton and be like, listen, this is what we need from Zoran, a promise of this for the Black communities in NY. Instead of doing that, these Negroes decided to now shout. They decided to hate from outside the club. Why are you hating from outside the club? You can't even get in, pimpin'. Damn. The time for you to be shouting and protesting was before the election, not after he gets confirmed. Like, that doesn't make, it doesn't make any sense. And that's why I'm saying a lot of this is Cointelpro. A lot of this is government operations. That's what you have to understand. Ghana, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but Ghana already has natural resources. They got cocoa and they got gold, fam. Why do you think about this? Why do you think Israel and the US, Israel, of all the people to say no to reparations for Black Americans who are descendants of chattel slavery, think about it. The people who went through the Holocaust, there were Black people who helped Jewish people out of the Holocaust, who smuggled them to freedom, to safety. And these people turn around and say no. To a symbolic gesture? This is what we're dealing with. Netanyahu's. This is what we're dealing with. The Ben Shapiro's of the world.
Reparative policies don't tend to be nearly as effective as people want them to be, historically speaking.
They work for Jewish people.
In what way?
Jewish people that receive reparations.
You mean Holocaust reparations, for example, from Germany? So I think that first of all, that there was like a gigantic fight actually in Israel over whether Holocaust survivors should accept reparations from Germany.
But they got them.
Why do you think they have a vested interest in Africa? You had Trump come out and say, hey, all of his homies are going all in on Africa.
Well, I tell you, it's got tremendous potential. Now, I've been hearing about this for a very long time, and I have a lot of friends that have bet the ranch on Africa. They're very smart. It's got tremendous earth. It's got tremendous value underground, which is a very important. So do we. So does America. We have the most oil and gas and coal and everything of any nation on earth. It's a big advantage. But Africa has tremendous value in its land, and if they can unify and get together, I think it's got tremendous potential. I have a lot of very smart friends that they're putting everything into Africa.
Think about this. While you are busy talking about, oh, tethers, and that's tether babble, everyone else is investing in Africa.
Damn.
Everyone else is going over there and taking over resources, taking over land. That's what you have to understand. Even the white Afrikaners, bro, who came here, they went back to Africa. Do you not understand? To South Africa. Y'all are being bamboozled in real time. They are now got Africans fighting other Africans. Do you not get this? The whole tribalism that got us into this predicament to begin with? While in the meantime, between time, the lineage of evil flies over to Africa and extracts the resources. If you could just pull yourself out of the matrix, and see things for what they are, you would realize, oh, we're being hustled, fam. They don't want us to know anything about Africa. They want us to have disdain and hatred for Africa, all of Africa, right? Not even a certain country, not even a certain, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. No, they want you to hate all of Africa because that makes their job a whole lot easier. They've convinced you, hey, you have no connection there. Don't worry about them. Worry about you. You keep fighting for your reparations here, okay? Don't worry about them. They sold you, right? They sold you. Don't even worry about them. It's a trick bag. To use terminology y'all understand, it's a trick bag, family, okay? That's what you have to understand. It's a trick bag. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think.
And that is the video. What do y'all think? Let me know if any of y'all are still holding out hope that we will eventually get these reparations, or do y'all know that shit ain't never coming? But yeah, if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all subscribe to the video. Like if you haven't, make sure you hit the comments. Let me know what you think. If you learn something new, make sure you share it. Keep the information flowing, keep the information going. But until next time, I'll holla at you.
I don't think you wanna be my enemy. I pop out, they go wild, so celebrity. Too busy winning, I forgot that I got frenemies.